Yes, be ready for the dictation. Start. It is contended that in any case a second review application cannot be filed. Stop. On the other hand, it was contended that there is always an inherent power of the authority to review its order and that the second application was not a review application but was a representation for reconsideration of the matter which was permissible in law. Stop. The submission which was urged before the learned single judge was that denial of arrears of salary to the first respondent was illegal and without jurisdiction on the ground that no such punishment was prescribed under the rules and in the garb of reducing the punishment arrears of salary could not have been denied. Stop. The learned single judge observed that the appellate authority did not find the order of dismissal to be correct and consequently directed reinstatement. Stop. According to the learned single judge, the denial of back wages was a punishment imposed by the appellate authority, and since the rules do not provide for imposition of such a punishment, the order was contrary to the statutory rules and hence a nullity. Stop. Learned counsel appearing on behalf of the appellant submits that the impugned order of the learned single judge is based on a patent misreading of the order passed by the learned administrative judge as appellate authority. Stop. It has been urged that denial of back wages in the present case was not imposed by the learned single judge as a punishment. Stop. The learned administrative judge held that this was fit and proper case for reducing the extreme penalty imposed upon the first respondent on humanitarian grounds and consequently directed reinstatement. Stop. However, back wages were denied not by way of punishment but for the reason that while ordering reinstatement, an order has necessarily to be passed in terms of the financial handbook in regard to the pay and allowances payable to a government servant for the period of his absence from duty, including the period of suspension preceding his dismissal. Stop. On the other hand, it is urged on behalf of the first respondent that if the order of the administrative judge is properly construed, it would appear that the appellate authority had arrived at a finding that the charge of misconduct was not proved, and once a charge is misconduct was held not to have been proved, the first respondent was entitled to reinstatement and a consequential order of back wages was necessary. Stop. There being no statutory penalty of reducing the quantum of back wages, the learned single judge was justified in setting aside the order of the learned administrative judge and ordering full back wages. Stop. The judgment of the learned single judge would indicate that the only submission which was urged by the first respondent at the hearing of the petition was that denial of arrears of salary to the first respondent was without jurisdiction, since no such punishment is prescribed under the rules and in the garb of reducing the punishment arrears of salary could not have been denied. Stop. This is the only ground which weighed with the learned single judge, because the impugned judgment proceeds to hold that the denial of back wages is not one of the prescribed penalties and hence cannot be imposed by way of a punishment. Stop. There is a fundamental fallacy in the submission which was urged before the learned single judge and which found acceptance in the impugned order. Stop. At the outset, it is necessary to note that a plain reading of the order of the learned administrative judge would indicate that as an appellate authority, the learned judge was of the view that the punishment of dismissal was disproportionate and appears to be highly excessive. Stop. On this ground, the learned administrative judge directed reinstatement. Stop. However, back wages were denied. Stop. There is nothing in the order of the learned administrative judge to indicate that the denial of back wages was by way of a punishment. Stop. Bare perusal of the testimony of the complainant and the statements of accused persons under Section 313 CRPC would reveal that both the parties had inimical relationship. Stop. This fact has been mentioned in the first document prepared after the incident, that is, the first information report. Stop. The FIR itself says that the rival parties had hostile relationship. Stop. Few months prior to the incident, election for assembly took place in which the complainant party was supporting an independent candidate while late Mishri Lal and his family were supporting candidate of political party. Stop. This created tension between the rival families. Stop. It is suggested that accused persons were in fact searching for right moment to attack on the deceased. Stop. This incident occurred almost 4-6 months prior to the main episode. Stop. We have carefully examined the factual evidence of PW1 and PW2 and we believe that there is absolutely no reason to disbelieve or to discard their testimony. Stop. As far as question of lack independent witness is concerned, it is evident that in every case the independent witnesses are not available. Stop. It is also not necessary to produce them in every eventuality. Stop. When the witnesses of fact are not fully trustworthy, then alone courts can seek some corroboration. Stop. In the present case, evidence given by both PW1 and PW2 is highly natural and consistent with the normal human conduct. Stop. If the evidence produced by the prosecution is trustworthy and reliable, then this evidence cannot be rejected merely on the ground that independent witnesses, though available, were not produced. Stop. Criminal cases are decided on the basis of available evidence. Stop. If available evidence is trustworthy, then even the testimony of sole witness can be relied to convict the perpetrator of the crime. Stop. Argument of appellants that both the witnesses of facts are not reliable as both are partisan is not acceptable. Stop. Of course, both witnesses are partisan, but there is nothing on record to demonstrate that witnesses of facts are either lying or economical with truth. Stop. Fact of the matter is that it is much more difficult for partisan witnesses to spare real culprits of commission of grave crime like murder and to implicate falsely someone with whom they merely had some minor altercation 5-6 months prior to the incident on a very trivial matter during surcharged atmosphere of election. Stop. Ordinarily, people do not take such things in their stride, and this observation finds support from a fact that neither party went to the police after this incident. Stop. In the instant case, FIR was lodged promptly. Stop. Initial medical examination was done at 3:30 p.m. meaning thereby that within 30 minutes of the said incident, both injured persons were present at PHC, Korihar, Allahabad stop. Incident occurred at 3 p.m. Stop. Medical examination started at 3 p.m. Stop. It can safely be presumed that injured persons and their supporters went to the Korihar PHC after spending some time at the place of occurrence and arranging a transport for the hospital stop. This indicates that prosecution witnesses did not get any time for fabrication, concoction or false implication stop. Shri Mishra contends that the said regulation in relation to extension